Hi guys, it's Beth and welcome back to my channel. Today is August 28th, which means it's time for me to share what I was able to use up as part of my Use It Up 2020 challenge. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. What my Use It Up 2020 challenge is a challenge I issued to myself at the beginning of the year to use up some random embellishments or paper in my stash. I have a personal 12 by 12 pad project that I have every month where I'm working on using up a 12 by 12 paper pad, and then I'm part of a collaboration that uses smaller pads such as 6 by 6, and then I'm also in a sticker collab where you focus on using up stickers. But there are a lot of random embellishments or random loose papers or kits in my stash that I would also like to use up. So I started this challenge for myself, and anyone is welcome to join in. It is not an official collaboration. You are not required to participate every month. You can jump in and out of the challenge, whatever months work for you. All I ask is that you kind of mindfully choose some things you would like to use up for the month, and then on the 28th of the month, you post either a video showing what you've made and what you've used up, or you can post pictures on Instagram or social media, and just please use the hashtag UseItUp2020 and please tag me. I am at Bourbon Creek Crafts on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Facebook, so that way I can find you and share some encouragement and love with you as well. But this month I feel like I used up a bunch of random stuff, which is good. I started off the month for my 10 on the 10th collaboration. I had several sheets of paper from my creative life that were random sheets in my stash, and I used them to create my Christmas cards for the 10 on the 10th collab. And also in that, I also used up a bunch of random die cuts that I had left from my creative life as well. So, and some sticker sheets. So that was nice. So in my 10 on the 10th, I managed to finish off this sticker sheet, some random die cuts, and a couple sheets of loose 12 by 12 paper. And then I also used up 2 kits this month. One I did as part of my fall theme for August, and I used up the Happy Fall Y'all kit, which was the September 2018 Flavor of the Month card kit from Scrapping for Less. And I did do a video on Scrapping for Less's channel sharing how I use that kit, so I will be sure to link that in the description box below so you can see the projects that I made with that kit. It was very cute. And then I also finished off a more recent kit, which was the June 2020 Scrapping for Less Flavor of the Month card kit. I only had a little bit left of that, so I decided to go ahead and use that up. And I didn't do a video on this one. It was just kind of some random pieces that were left. Oh, and the May 2020 kit. And actually a lot of it, I guess I did do a video. I used a lot of this on the sheetload of cards that I did for August 1st. And so I will link that video in the description box as well. And then there were some random pieces that I had left that I did just kind of use up without sharing. As part of one of my other collaborations, the Smash That Small Paper Pad collaboration that I'm in, I used up this 6 by 6 Winter Frost Pad by Recollections. And I did just do a video on that one, sharing what I made with this pad. And in using this one up, I managed to also finish off this sheet of foil outline, silver foil outline stickers. I don't even know where this one came from. I think I inherited it from someone, and it's not necessarily been in my stash for very long, but I have a feeling it's been around for a while. And I can't even tell you, it says Mark Enterprises. That's all I can read. I can't read what was on the side there. But anyway, so that had been around for a while. This pad was fairly recent. It was from 2015. And then for the Stick Your Side of Crafting video that I just shared yesterday, I managed to use up this sticker sheet that I had cut in half for storage purposes. This sticker sheet, and then 3.5 more like clear stickopotamus or sticko stickers as well. And the last things that I had chosen specifically for Use It Up that weren't part of a collaboration were just some random embellishments in my stash, or some random pieces rather. So I did end up finishing off, this was just a little sheet of leaves that I had cut from my silhouette on some scrap vinyl, just to use up some scrap vinyl. And I use that on some projects that I haven't shared yet. And then I just had some randomness. And I focused on fall, like other than that Winter Frost collaboration or pad, which I had picked out last month and didn't finish. Everything else that I worked on this month was fall. So I don't know how many of you do this, but if I get a greeting card that has something on the front of it that I can reuse, I will cut it out, I will harvest it and save it. So I inherited a bunch of greeting cards from my mom several years ago, just like ones that she'd received and saved, and so she gave them to me to see if I could do anything with them. And there were a couple of ones that were really pretty, had some pretty fall scenes. And so I, just took the card front off and saved it and had gotten rid of the rest of the card and decided to go ahead and use them up. So on this one, it was a bigger card front, and so I turned it into a 5x7 card, and I didn't do a whole lot to it because it's really pretty. I love the scene, and I may come in and add a thinking of you sentiment to it, or I may just leave it blank and then can just write, a thinking of you type message on the inside. But basically I just took some brown paper from my stash, and again it was some older paper that it was nice to use up, some loose leaf paper, and took another scrap of kind of like a goldish color and just put it across the bottom that kind of tied in some of the golds that were in the scene. And that's all I did. Like, I don't think it needed anything more because it was already very pretty. So this one was similar. It was just part of a card that I had cut out, and I had left, there was a gold border that was left around this seam. And so on this one I just kind of focused on some, like a darker red with some gold and then a darker brown. And so I only had a smaller strip of this brown, which worked out. So I just put it down the center of my card front. And then I had this red pattern with the gold in it. And then I didn't even have to mat it or add a border, like it already had the border attached to it. So again, I don't know that I would add anything to the front of this card because I don't want to ruin the beautiful image. I like it just how it is. So then something else that I had wanted to use up was this vellum Thanksgiving sentiment. Has been in my stash for a very long time. And it was like a bigger sheet, like maybe 3x6. It was, I don't know, like the sizes were really weird. And it came out of like an older like booklet of vellum sentiments and sayings. So I decided to make a Thanksgiving card. This little die cut of the turkey that was cut out of the circle was in my stash, so it was kind of a random piece that I used up. And I just added a stitched gold circle behind it, and then some brown leaves that were die cuts that were also in my stash, and then also used up some older paper scraps that were in my stash. So it was a good use of older pieces. And then inside I just used the sentiment. I trimmed it down as much as I could, and I had some really old vellum tape, and I just kind of tried to line it up so that it covered the whole back part of the sentiment, and then removed the backing and then burnished it down really good because I don't know how well it sticks anymore at this point, but I'm sure it'll be fine for a card. I'll just have to make sure to use it soon. So then the very last thing that I had pulled out to use was this random little felt turkey. He was really cute, and instead of using him on a card, I had wanted to use him in another fun way. So I decided to make a little decor piece with him. So this is just a 3¼ inch block made out of a 2x4 that was cut down, sanded, and stained in an ebony stain. And then I just took some Mod Podge and put some paper, pattern paper on the front. And again, this was a scrap from my stash. And then just once I got the block sealed, I just hot glued the turkey on the front. So now it's a little decorative piece that I can sit in my tier tray in my kitchen. And then also one of the signature things that I do is I like to make my decor reversible. So this is a scrap of paper from the 12 by 12 pad I am currently working on using up. And then I just found a package of these colored pumpkins and gourds at Target, like in their dollar spot. And this one, I don't think it doesn't scream pumpkin to you just because of the way it's shaped. It almost screams apple more than pumpkin. But it was all pumpkins and gourds. But I really like the color, and it's one of the colors in my kitchen. And so I just backed it on that white polka dot, like wood grain. And again, did the same thing, hot glued it on after I had sealed the block. So I kind of kept to almost like a natural earthy element with the burlap here and then the wood grain here and the polka dots. So again, this is something that can sit in my tiered tray in my kitchen, and it used up some scrap paper and this little fun little turkey felt embellishment. So I feel like this was a really good month of using up randomness. I have so many like random sticker sheets or random pieces of paper or just like one little random embellishment left from a pack, and so this was a great way to kind of go through all of my fall stuff and use up some of that randomness. But I hope you guys enjoyed this and got some inspiration to maybe use up some of the older stuff in your stash. And again, if you would like to participate, all you have to do is either post a video or a picture on social media. Be sure to use the hashtag UseItUp2020 and then tag me at Bourbon Creek Crafts. Love to have you play along. There are a few people who have been playing along for most months, and so if you check out the hashtag on Instagram and YouTube, the Use It Up 2020 hashtag, you will be able to find the videos of those folks that have been participating. But I thank you guys so much for your time today. I appreciate the accountability of being able to share this with you guys. So it helps me kind of focus and stay, I guess, motivated to use up some of this stuff. So I appreciate you guys helping to hold me accountable, and I appreciate your time. And I hope you're all having a very crafty day.